Okay, this is game number 3 of the draft. I've actually skipped recording the first 2 games because I thought 7 games might be a little too much, and I also wanted to make sure that this deck is not absolute garbage and waste your time. So I'm doing pretty well. I'm 2-0. So let's go for the third game. And if you may have noticed, the sound quality should be a lot better. I'm using a new mic, the Blue Yeti, that was recommended to me by Tim. If you're watching, thank you very much for the recommendation. I did a couple of test runs and I think this mic is amazing. I'm really glad that I have it. So hopefully going forward, my sound quality is going to be a lot better. This hand is too slow. I have both of my 6-drops, a not a real removal spell in turn 2, so no plays into turn 4, and I don't even have the fire, so this is not a keepable hand. Unfortunately, I don't have my blue, but I do have a turn 2 play, 2 turn 2 plays, so hopefully within the next 2 or 3 turns I get my Primal Sigil. Nope, doesn't look like it. I don't need this. I think this one does more damage, so let's just play the 2/2 first. I don't need the Shadow Sigil at all. I do very much need any land at this point. It doesn't even have to be blue. Any land I can play the Silverwing Familiar. But if I miss, I can still play the 1/3. Double damage. Hope he doesn't have an amazing unit in his hand because it's going to be pretty tough to beat. So I'm stuck on lands. I think missing 1 turn is not the end of the world, but I think if I miss the next one and he plays a powerful creature, then I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble now. I can't block and trade with this anymore. I think I'm actually just going to take the 4 damage here. If I absolutely have to, I can play the longsword onto this, making a 3/5, which will survive the attack. But if he has a removal spell, then that makes it really bad. What I really want to do, though, is put the longsword onto the Silverwing Familiar instead. So I'm just going to play another unit out, attack him for 1. If he attacks me, I'll double block. I do get destroyed by a trick, but I don't want to keep taking 4 damage either. So I'll trade both my units for a trick if he has one. Oh, he's stuck on 3, and I just drew my Power Sigil, my Primal. So that is really good for me. The question is... actually, no, who am I kidding? I'm just going to play the Silverwing Familiar. It's clearly just the best play. Next turn, I will longsword it, and if he somehow manages to remove the Aegis, I think I'll hold the Spell Shield Architect in my hand to give it to sort of trigger the Aegis, and just rely on getting a 3/3. Oh, never mind. This will trade. Well, in that case, I'm simply just going to remove this and attack him for 1. The reason for that is because it is far too risky that he puts a weapon onto the Stormcrasher, and then it becomes, oh no. Can he? Okay, he just triggers the Aegis. He doesn't actually kill it. But now it's 6 damage. I can't block this profitably. I think I'm still just going to take 6. I don't want to throw away either of these units yet. If I draw 1 more land, I do get to mortar this. So what's going to happen is I can trade him damage. I'm getting 3, so I'm only effectively taking 3 damage per turn, and he's taking 5 per turn this way. The fear, of course, is that he now has a removal spell for the Silverwing Familiar. If I wanted to play it safe, I should have played the Spell Shield Architect on it first. Which is something I probably should have done, just because it's also more mana efficient. But we'll see what happens. That might have been a mistake. I might have been too eager to soup this up. So he stuns it. So because it's stunned, I'm not even sure that I can... I don't think this is a target for the Spell Shield Architect. I'm actually not sure. But either way, I think the obvious play here is to simply mortar this now. I don't want to take another hit from it. And if this attacks, I'll just double block it and kill one of these units. It's not a big deal. As long as we're trading 1 for 1, it's not a huge deal. But I am glad that I got rid of these cards, which is quite scary. Okay, so it's a 4/1 flyer. That's fine. I can block it with this 1/3 next turn. So he won't be able to attack into me. So I think now I'm going to go ahead and he hasn't been able to kill it. Because what I could do instead is I can simply play the 1/3 to block this and then do this next turn. Because if I play the Spell Shield Architect this turn, he can attack me for 5. Whatever, that's fine. He can attack me for 5. I'm going to offer him up the trade here, and I highly doubt he'll take this trade. He'll block one of these. What? Oh, I would have blocked here for sure. Save 1 damage. Bait out a trick if I have one on a 1/2 flyer. That's a pretty good deal. Oh no, he has the Windshaper in his hand, so he wants... This is now a 2/3, so it's much better. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold the Familiar back. I will just mortar the 5/2, because the Eastwing Herald can no longer block it. I hope this mic is recording. Well, now that I drew a land, though, I can play 2 spells in 1 turn. I may not want to mortar this yet, because this 2/1 flying unit can hold that back. So I'm actually just going to attack for 3 in the air, gain myself 3 life, and save the mortar, because both of these together can hold back these units. I think for this 5/2, I'm just going to give this Spell Shield Architect flying. I can give it self-flying, which will trade, but because this doesn't have Aegis, it's actually kind of risky. Whereas if I do it this way, I'm 100% sure that he's not going to be able to remove my Architect, so I can definitely trade this way. And this way he has no attack. Whereas if I put it onto this unit here, and he removes it, and he hits me for 5, and that would be pretty brutal. But now he's pretty screwed. Yeah, he is really screwed right now. I'm gonna mortar this and attack him. Unless he has a trick, which is fine, I can mortar again next turn. Better that I bait out the trick now than run into it later. So let's just... I don't believe I have any attacks. I can attack with the Spell Shield Architect, but I don't want to. I want it to hold it back to block. And also, once I use the mortar on his Serpent Mount, then these things can attack. And these will trade, which is fine. He has no attack. Oh, wow. Yes. 1 more land and he's going to get crushed. I'm going to try that again and see if he has another counterspell or another trick. It looks like he does. Alright, so my opponent has foiled me again. I still don't want to offer this trade because both my flying units have Aegis, which is just much better than his. Now, though, I might offer the trade because once he loses these 2 flying units, he can't do anything about this Sapphire Dragon. So yeah, I'm gonna offer the trade and give it to him. I think he'll take it. I think he'll take the trade. I don't think he wants me to gain life. When I say he take it, I mean he'll take the trade, not the damage. All right, so now that opens it up for this thing. Now he has no way to actually kill this unless he has a removal spell, and he's used his counterspell or his Alien's Choice. So it's only for 1 turn. I can hold out. So now I can just pump this. He has no way to attack into me. Next turn, he's gonna take 8. So in 2 turns, he dies. I'll attack with all my flyers next turn. Bring him to 5. If I attack with all my flyers, and if he doesn't block, he go to 5. He'll probably block this. He'll take 11, go to 2, and then many of my units will be lethal. So let's just go ahead and attack. Oh geez, please don't have another one. Oh, okay, so he's just gonna gang block this together and kill it. And I get to kill both of these? Yeah, it's still okay. The opponent has a lot of tricks in his deck. They're all pretty cheap tricks as well, in terms of like mana cost. they're pretty good tricks. Especially Levitate. It draws itself a card. It's quite good. Oh wow, he's just gonna. Oh yeah, right. He did the right thing. He did the thing that he's supposed to do. But next turn though, I have 5 units to attack with, and he has 3 to block with. The 3/5 will get blocked by the Wind Shaper, I'm pretty sure. This will eat the 1/3, and the 2/1 will trade the 2/1 perhaps. And then this will block this, and he takes 1. Not the best deal actually. He only lose 2 units. Well, my opponent's pretty much stabilized at this point. I'm gonna have to just pass the turn and hope that I draw into my other 6-drop. And I have another mortar. Oh no, I used all 3 mortars. I need my harpoons. That's what I need. Jesus, what is this? Oh, Strength of the Pack, eh? And it has Revenge too. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have trouble beating this card. Oh no, things have gone sour really fast because of that nice Levitate that he has. And I drew a land, so I'm in a lot of trouble now. The mortar won't save me, the harpoon won't save me. How do I win this game? I think I chump, take 5, go to 2, and then hope to draw something that allows me to attack and do 7 damage. Perhaps a 4th copy of mortar that I don't have. Brutal. Alright, well let's just chump. Go to 2. And see what I draw. My opponent's being a little more aggressive here. But I don't think it matters because I am 100% dead. Alright. Strength of the Pack. Very, very, very powerful. Wonder if I could play that a little differently. But I would still attack with the Sapphire Dragon. I don't think I would. I don't think the correct play was to hold it back. 2 power. Plenty of okay spells. He's first. I think this might be playable. You gotta have to hope that your deck does draw the power that you put into the deck, right? So, and I have 3 turns to draw another. Well, 1, 2, yeah, 3 turns to draw another power to play these. Oh, there's the power. Okay, so I'm good for the first, well, 2, 3, and 4 turns if I have to, and then hopefully get into some fire sigils relatively soon. It's a very, very, very good unit. Okay. These will block. I will just run the Spell Shield Architect out there and give it give this Aegis because I'm not gonna sit here and do nothing. I really like the Fire Sigil, the premium version of it. This is the best premium sigil by far. Alright, let's just see if he has a trick or if he'll just take 1. He has a trick. If he has a trick, then I lose my unit, but I'm gonna lose a unit to a trick regardless. Losing this unit seems to be most preferable. Well, because I drew a flyer, I'm not gonna play the Architect yet. I think putting the Aegis onto the flyer is much better than putting it onto this 1/3, which is kind of expendable. Yeah, so those kind of attacks, they're free, so always make them. You never know when your opponent gets scared for whatever reason and choose not to trade with you. I really need that fire. I don't need it, but I would really like it. Alright, let's just give this thing Aegis. I know this thing can become a 3/5, and then a 3/5 Aegis is quite good, but I'm still some turns off from getting 6 power. Oh, perfect. So attack in the air for 1. He has no attack on me. Is he going to use a trick on this? Wow, this is a... I don't know about this. I'm not even going to save it. The 1/3 is not important to me. And trading the 1/3 for a Wasp is a really, really good deal. This is an amazing removal spell. Yeah, I'm actually very okay with that. I don't think it's worth using a bring down for that. Like I said, I don't have a lot of ways to pump this 1-3, but my opponent doesn't know that, so. Okay, well, this 3-1 will trade with the 1-3. This will trade with that. Still good. Oh, no! That's too bad. Now I don't have any attacks. That's too bad. At this point, I think I would rather just save the Architect to use on the Sapphire Dragon. Rather than playing it out and putting it onto this 1-3. Which I'm planning to trade with this 3-1 anyway. Especially because he has no attacks and I'm not really pressuring him. Playing this unit makes no difference to the port state. Yeah, that's fine. He still has no attacks. Alright. Now I can play this and hope that he has one turn to answer it and he doesn't have that answer. If he doesn't have the answer this turn, then he's gonna have a really tough time getting rid of it. Please, one time. No answer. No Vanquish. Actually, pretty much just Vanquish, right? Purified doesn't quite kill it. That's more than fine. Oh, perfect. Now I have both Bring Down and Mortar up. I feel like I am very much in a driver's seat. Can't possibly lose this game. If he has tricks, I can use both, either Bring Down or Mortar to kill it. He's just gonna attack me. 2 damage a turn seems okay. I'm just gonna save my removal spells. I think I can do better than getting rid of 2 damage per turn. I'm not particularly afraid of 2 damage. Okay. Another reason for saving mortars is because it is a damage spell that can hit my opponent. So, with the mortar, he's on a 2-turn clock. He doesn't know that, but he's on a 2-turn clock. He thinks he has 3 turns, but he only has 2. So, yeah. So next turn, if he doesn't do anything, I do kill him. And the good thing with having Bring Down is, and this thing has an Overwhelm, is that even if he plays another Scorpion Wasp, if I bring it down, he's still taking 6 full damage because of the Overwhelm. So I think I win next turn, bearing something very unusual because I have 4 blockers, and I also have a. I mean, I can use the mortar on this unit if I have to. So I feel pretty safe. I don't feel like, and because 3 of my units have Aegis, it's not like he can remove them and attack for alpha. Even with a rally, he doesn't. He's very far off from killing me. Oh wow, almost big enough. Sure. That actually means he doesn't die because I can only do 6. I can only do 10 damage to him, so it's not an alpha strike. That's kind of lame. I could have saved my my unit there by using the mortar, and I also could have ultimated him the last turn, but I kind of felt like keeping up the mana to do both things. And I figure if I need it, I can do it on my turn. I'll just take the 2. So maybe if I've ultimated it, sure. Alright, let's attack. This is 6, this is 9. Yes, I can still do this. I'm actually not going to choose a student here. I'd rather have all my blockers. Yeah, once again, maybe if I ultimated this thing, I still wouldn't have died, and I would be in a slightly better board position, but I don't know. Maybe if I had that, he wouldn't have played the sword. No, he would have played the sword anyway, and he would have just killed the Minotaur Grunt instead. So it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game, I don't think. Oh no, this is not good. He has a way to kill it. Vanquish? Oh, no, he doesn't. Well, let's just... Wait, do I want to wait for the trick? He must have a trick of some kind. Do I want to wait for the trick, or do I just want to do it now? I'm actually just going to do it now. Just don't even give him the opportunity to do the trick. No, okay, he concedes. Alright, so that's two games in this video. I'm gonna stop recording and make another video. I don't want the video to be too long.